Hello, Barbara Jean, the Stamping Queen here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to put this card together that comes from the on display stamps and the die set. You can see that my stamps have been used just a little bit, but they're stained, and that does happen with photopolymer. It doesn't affect the quality of the stamp, it just is the color. So I have all these parts cut out. I have all the parts stamped. And so now we're just going to put it together and see what we come up with. And yes, I had to have a little orange kitty because I love little orange kitties. So we're just going to take those off. And the first part is I always put a mat on the inside so people can write what they want to write. And then they don't have to have a big bold marker. They can just use a regular pen because it will show up really well. And I usually just put a little bit of glue right here at the top. It's not going to carry a whole lot of weight. It's not going to do too much of anything except just hold it in place. And then, so I'm holding it up and I'm adjusting the bottom so that it looks like it's going to be straight. Should be approximately 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And now, I'm just checking over here. It looks straight to me. And then I push it down. There we have that part. Now the next part is this frame, and these are feet here. And I like this little heading up here at the top. So I am going to glue this on the top. And I'm just going to put a couple of little dollops of glue. You don't need too much, just a few little dollops. And then I'm going to turn this over so that I can guide it along here, and there's little cutout parts. And so I'm going to put this is going to go approximately to the end. I'll lay it down, maybe you can see it better that way. So we're just going to go like so, and like so, until it's even across there. And I'm going to just straighten that up a touch, and then I think we're going to call that good. It looks pretty good. You can see it's still fairly easy to slide. That's because I used glue. So now I'm just going to press this down, and then I'll turn it over, and I'm just going to put little blobs of glue. I'm not going to put lots of glue because it's probably not going to need it too much, but in spaces like this, I'll put a blob of glue because I do want it to stick to the back, to the card front. I don't want it to be coming off in the mail so that when somebody gets it, it just looks weird. They'd get it in pieces and it's not really what I want. So now we'll put this on the front. Like so. I'm just going to put this at the bottom so that it's evenly spaced from side to side. This is going to sit right on the bottom of the card, and that looks good to me. So then I'm just going to touch all the places where I had glue so it can be stuck down. And I have all of these pieces to go in here, and I kind of know where they're supposed to go because I laid it out just so that it would be so I'd know where to put all the pieces when I showed you this. So I'm going to start here, just a little glue, and I have a pair of tweezers. I don't know where I got them. I've had them for like, I don't know, 200 years. I'm just going to set these books in here, and that will be good. And the next space here, I'm going to take my negative space that got cut out and just place it in there with some glue. This is going to be like a drawer or a cabinet front. So it's just fitting right in there. Whoops, and that's because of the glue. I'm good with it. And now I want this space also. Let's see which one is that. I don't believe it's that one. I believe it's going to be this one. I believe it's this one. Yes, it is. So that one will go in there. It doesn't need too much glue on it because it will spread out when you press it down. And now I'm going to put the handles on. Because this one is up a little higher, I'm going to put the handle down a little lower. There again, it's just going to take a little spot of glue and my little tweezers. Except that didn't work so well because then I still dropped it. And I'm going to put it just about down here. Get it straight, and you can still push it around. Well, that didn't work. It doesn't seem like I have enough glue on there at all. Well, we'll get a little more. I just want it to be straight. You can see that little piece of glue right there. Nice thing is it dries clear. And then this is going to have two little handles on it, just because I kind of like the looks of it. These are going to be a little more difficult to do just because of how much area I have to put glue on back here. So here we go. I'm going to put one there. I'm not unhappy with that placement. And the other one is right here. So a little bit more glue. And it won't take very much. And then this one is going to go right here. Let go, tweezers. And then we're going to get it right lined up here. And I'm going to press it really hard without moving my finger across it. Yay. So now the next part is this plant is going in here. And it's going to be the background for the stamped plant in a pot. So here's this, and it's going to fit right about here. I want it to be mostly even in there, and it is. And here's the pot. But look at this, is so cool. When you cut it out with the dies, you can see right exactly where it's going to go and put it right in behind there because of this little tab. So I'm going to put a little glue here. And that might be too much, so I'm going to touch it and take it off with just a piece of cardstock. I don't want too much behind there because I don't want it sliding around. And now I'm going to take and glue it right here. And we can see where it's supposed to go, just there. And now this is going to get glued right here over this other plant silhouette. And I already have glue all over my fingers. There we go. And then I'm going to have two. So the bird cage is going to go in here. And so here's my little bird cage already, and it's got 3 little birds on it, in it. Okay. And it's going to go right here. There we have it. And I can't decide if I like the gold or the brown on there better. Do I like this or this. I can't decide. I actually kind of like that better. You might like the gold better, and so that would be a great thing for you. I just think that I'm going to go with the gold. I'm a little torn on this, but I'm going to go on with the gold because most bird cages are made out of metal, and I'm just going to put a few dots of glue on the back of this little lattice and then place it on here and press it in place so that my birds are right there and they can see through, and it looks like they're sitting on something, I hope. Now, okay, so I'm not going to use this, and I'm not going to use that. I am going to use this. So this is just a little jar, a little decoration, a little bit of glue. It's going to sit right here. And then I have these two little bottles, jars, whatever you want to call them. It's going to go right here, and I'm going to layer them in this space. Press it in and take the other one. And then this is just going to lay in front of that one and overlap it just a little bit. So here we are here. Okay, so my finger's a little sticky. And in this space right here, I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to stamp it with a stamp that says, "You're the best." And I do have that over here ready to go, so let's do that right now. And I'm using early espresso, and when you look through here, you can see if it's covered really well, so that'll be just fine. And I'm just gonna place it in here, center it the best as it can go, and give it a little press. And well, that didn't work so well. And it smeared. I will fix that later. It's because when I pressed on it, I still had this corner up. It wasn't down and even, but I can fix that. And I will, and I'll show you the finished card, but not right this second, because I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that, but I know I will. And so this little kitty is going to go right up here in the corner, and it had to be an orange kitty. You know, I heard the other day that all orange cats share the same brain cell, and you can tell when it's your orange cat's day to not have it. I've had several orange cats, and I would think that that's just about true. So there we have the orange kitty laying in here. And this is my card. I will fix this, and I will put a picture on my Facebook page of that space fixed. So here's the card. I kind of like it, and I kind of like using this stamp set and these dies. Any information for the products that I used will be in the description below, and until we see each other again, have a great day.